Good morning, Roy. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good sir.
How we doing this fine morning? Tuesday. It is Tuesday.
1st of October, man. What a fast month.
New quarter, new everything. Had a very interesting day yesterday. Let's look back at yesterday a little bit. Notice we got
Wow.
zones all
Is
over
that
the place.
that your chart that's frozen on the stream is immaculate.
Why are we
I don't know if you
frozen?
can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but it is the low of the day of the candle that pops off of that
That's old.
level.
That is old. Why are we sharing
Yeah,
old?
it's very
Let's see here. Where's my refresh? I don't want to resize. I don't want to do that. We just want to refresh. That's all we want to do. Do a little refresh. Restart capture. There we go. We should be seeing the updated pop up here in just a second. And there it is. So as you can see, our levels are pretty damn good so far. Just looking at it here. I mean, I'm not trying to brag on myself. My gosh, these things have worked out pretty damn good. So no need to change them. You see, yesterday we were kind of grinding up. Then we kind of came back. Then you had Jerome Powell speak, and we tanked and we rallied hard right at our level, right above our 57, 55, 75 level there. It bounced, came back up, struggled back at this zone, then broke through it. Got to our next one. Haven't been able to break through this next one up here yet. You can still see we got our all-time high right above there. So those are some to keep an eye out for. Let's see. Came back down to this level, let it power through, held a support, bounced back up, hit this level, and it's come back down so far. So that is where we're at this morning. We've got
kind of no man's land. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some data coming out at 8:45, and then you got the Jolts job opens, which if anybody listened to Powell or read the cliff notes of Powell yesterday, he mentioned jobs and jobs data a lot. So that's going to be interesting to see. Another thing to keep an eye on right now is this port strike. What does that do to inflation? Typically, if you see a port strike like this, there's some very large ports that are affected here. So you could see some supply chain issues, which would cause inflation to start creeping back up. What does the Fed do at this point? Do they pause? Do they continue on their rate drops on this? I mean, this creates a whole new dilemma.
Yeah, I would say that you're gonna start hearing everybody's favorite word that I learned the meaning of during all of this nonsense, transitory, in regards to that inflation. So I don't think the Fed panics too much on it. I think they will chalk this up as a temporary type problem and not a
Well,
a
do they do that?
policy changing problem.
Okay, so if they do that, do we still? I mean, I'm not saying that we, go back to adding back rates again, but do we pause?
That would be, I would say 50 basis points for the next meeting would be off the table, in my opinion.
Unless they get this
Unless
strike handled really quickly.
they get the strike handled really quickly or unemployment really starts to creep up. So here's a couple things. So Powell talked yesterday and basically hinted at 25 basis points as the cut for the next meeting. We do know historically through press conferences on FOMC that Powell can get the jobs data early or get a peek of the jobs data early. So if jobs are his most important thing, unless that unemployment rate is spicy, really spikes up, I think you're going to get a 25 basis points to possibly pause. That I don't personally, I don't think he'll go 50 basis points. I don't think he needs to go 50 basis points. But as He hinted that the economy is strong. He hinted that things are going well. So he kind of threads the needle very well. So I don't know if the port strike will have much of a policy impact right now. I think if it lingers for weeks and stuff, then you can possibly see some issues there. But just my opinion, of course.
I mean,
Take it with a grain of
just as good as I do, when you have events like this happen, the reactions are delayed typically.
salt.
So, it's going to be once this happens, yeah, you'll hear the media talking about it. I'm assuming I hadn't heard a ton of the media talk about it, to be honest with you,
Yeah, I haven't really either.
but if you start seeing prices creep back up, which is supply issues, and me used to work for a Fortune 500 company that supplies beverages and snacks, supplies a huge issue. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's going to be interesting
Yeah,
to watch.
and this is why this is the coolest game in town, man. Like do you have a port strike on your calendar for 3 weeks
No,
ago?
nope,
No,
nope.
and that's why you have to understand some of the fundamental events that are happening. Doesn't mean you overreact to them, right? We're not on the stream saying short everything, it's all over, don't ever go long. But you got to be aware that since this is brewing randomly, that means its conclusion can be random. So the minute this does get sorted out, the market will react to that news and some event. So you have to just be mindful of that.
Yes, sir, you do. Also, let's just take it slow and easy. Let's see what the charts tell us today, and then we'll trade off that. For the ones that were here yesterday, we left. I was in a trade on the XFA. We went a little off tilt and traded it, and ended up down a good bit on it, and took a little break. Came back, settled the nerves, saw an opportunity, took an opportunity. Forgot J Powell was speaking, so took a little heat on the trade, and then I rode that drop down and finished today $259 up on the XFA. So ended up taking the last one. This is the frustrating part. So we got down and down, and ended up taking about a $2,600 trade at the end to get everything.
I appreciate you sharing that because no one is immune to this, right? Everybody has these moments where
I hadn't even looked. Let's see how many
yeah,
trades I took yesterday.
yes.
So we can
It
see
was
we're
weird to
500.
as I say, it's weird for me to be the one that behaved. That's normally not
Yeah,
the
yeah.
norm.
You can see here my least profitable day has always been Tuesday. I don't know why I struggle with Tuesdays. Today is Tuesday, so we will keep it light and tight. 17 trades yesterday to get to 259.30 up.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, so my initial thought process was right, and then
Yeah.
it popped up and got me, and then came back. And if I would just gave it a little more room, but here's the deal: I didn't want to give it too much room. I took 17 trades, and the last two trades is what actually won the day for me. So you can see we definitely overtraded, but kept calm, stayed relaxed, didn't let it get too much on us, and we got to get this. We got to get this better. Our average winning trade is 237. Our average losing trade is 314. But what I am proud of is our best long trade. Our best trade is almost $1,000, with our worst trade being 652. So whole time you can see is now 14 minutes and 57 seconds. So I'm holding almost 15 minutes per one. Most active day is on Monday. We traded way over trading on Monday, which we did yesterday. Wednesday is my best day overall with $800. Here's my least profitable day, which is Tuesday. We've taken a hit on Tuesdays, so we're keeping that in mind today. Coach T, your average hold time is 14 minutes 57 seconds. Your patience seems good. Thanks, Coach T. And another coach tip here: great traders demand great trade location. Make sure to look for opportunities where you can limit your risk, and always place a stop on your trade. Amen. So now we just got to we're going to do a copy trade. So we're doing our two. And if you're doing copy trading on Top Step X, your smaller account always has to be your leader. Just remember that, because if you try to make your larger account your leader, it will not take, and you can't do it. So something to keep eye on. Before open, we've popped above VWAP here, so we've been kind of, you can see we've been back and forth over it all night pretty much. So not really going to make any trades off open based on VWAP now being right. It's opening right on it, so we shall sit back and watch. Remember, people, like, subscribe. We are up to 91 subscribers.
Wow.
We're getting close to that 100 mark, so
triple digits.
We stand on business. What?
I said triple digits is in sight.
Oh, I thought you said we stand on business.
Stand on business? Yeah, of course. So what will happen first? Will we get 100 subscribers before I get a college football pick, correct?
Yes.
Oh,
we should hit 100 subscribers this week is why I say that. So
yeah,
you won't have another pick before the week's over with. And honestly, you're probably gonna miss this pick this week anyway. So
of course, yeah. I mean, well, we deal in a game of probabilities, and right now that probability is strong.
That's what we do.
So, this one's for you, Monty. We got a 5-day moving average on NQ about 20 points away. On ES, it's 5,800 on the nose. Keep that in mind. It's also the low of the day, low of the session. 5,800.
I am so bring it over in the chat. It's not an expensive one, but here is the monitor. You guys get a chance to win. It's a curved 24-inch monitor. Be a great asset to anybody's collection. So.
Yeah, look at that. Wow.
That's your opportunity. So we need 9 more. Now look, we're gonna have to hold it. We gotta hold it. We can't get to 101 and drop back to 99. We're gonna give it a day or two. Then we're gonna do a. Oh! Somehow I done popped you up on my phone. What are we talking about here? Drop back to 99. I didn't even go on my phone with it. So over there. We'll give it a couple of days, and then we'll do something in the live stream chat where you qualify, and then we'll do a random drawing out of the people that qualify in the live stream chat to win the monitor. Like I said, it's not the most expensive monitor, but it is a daggum good monitor to have if you're trading, if you need an extra one, or if you need a backup. These are really nice, and like I said, Scepter is all I have. That's, I think, for your money, that's one of the best ones you can get there. So.
So what are you thinking with the Jolts report? This one's always confuses me of what we look at. I think we said this last month too on the stream. Jolts report comes out at 9 a.m. Central, so 30 minutes after the open. With jobs being as important as they are, we're looking for weakness in the economy to be a negative. So we're back to good news is good news, bad news is bad news. So if the news is good, that implies that we can continue to cut rates more rapidly. If the news is bad, then see this way. I may have confused myself here.
Less openings is good. More openings is bad.
Right.
So,
but if
Good news
jobs are
is
strong,
jobs
what
are,
does the Fed
look,
do?
if jobs come out strong, they're going to do like they did last time. And hey, we were wrong. This is actually what we have, the numbers we have. Job data is so,
Right.
I'm just wondering if the Fed gets different jobs data than what we see. It's got to be something more there because what we see, then they revise it, you know, later on in the
Yeah, you
year,
can't make
revise it by
policy.
a
You can't make
million.
policy on that. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
and
We're
for
getting a bit.
anybody that
We're
knows
getting a bit
how,
into
I don't know
theories, but
if you guys know how jobs openings and how this data actually comes out. So, on the job openings, there's a few companies and they report their, so what you're seeing, you're not seeing everybody's job data. You're only seeing a few companies' jobs data, and it's very iffy data they're given to start with. I mean, am I wrong, Roy?
no, yeah. I
They'll
mean, I mean,
they'll
how
call,
can you?
yeah. Let's say
Yeah,
GE does. Hey, GE's like, hey, we've got 100,000 job openings. Well, GE's liable to have 100,000 job openings on paper and really have 30,000 job openings, or they could have 100,000 job openings on paper and have 200,000 job openings.
right.
They're going to make it look good for their shareholders.
Yeah,
So the data you're getting is it's not true data. So you're not getting hard numbers on it. That's what
yeah,
kind of frustrates me. That's where you see the big revisions come later. And last time when we got the big revisions on jobs last time, everybody freaked out. But if you paid any attention, you knew it was coming. Like you knew the numbers they reported were not accurate. And that's kind of what gets me again. Are we going to have the same thing? Wait for the zone. Good morning, sir, in the chat. Are we going to have the same thing again? Are we going to report numbers and then come back like, we were off by 1.4 million?
right.
I mean, that's like you said, you can't do monetary policy off that. So I don't know. They've got to be getting something different that we're not seeing, I would think.
Yeah, and I mean the most important side of it is that the market has accepted these data points as, um, they as the gospel, right? So they merit these things and move accordingly. So, um, how the Fed reacts to it could be completely different than how the market reacts to it. So, um, yeah. So just kind of going through what to expect this week on jobs. You're getting your Jolts report today, which is showing your jobs openings. And then tomorrow you'll get a private data report from the ADP about the private payrolls. And then Friday you get the government report of non-farm payrolls. So this is all the government jobs and, um, all the data that the government has come up with to give their
Yeah,
data report.
every day the rest of this week we have some kind of jobs data coming out. Correct.
Correct. Yes, because
So
Thursday you have your weekly,
yeah.
jobless claims. So it's just,
So it's going to be
and
interesting.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I was going to say probably the why you had the choppy start really yesterday and could be today as well. Just kind of a choppy thing. Obviously, it got explosive in the last part of the day with Powell and then the end of the quarter covering. But just trade smart. Know the events. Don't rush it. As you can see, we're taking it slow.
Yeah, we
No
got the.
FOMO.
You can see these levels we got here. One I would love to come down and test, and I don't know if we do or not. But this 5,800 level, that could be a very strong level. I want to see if we can hold 5,800. If you look, yesterday we creeped right up to it, then we rejected it, and then at the end of the day we just powered through it because, I mean, why not? It's what we we pick random days and have big moves at the end of the day. But that 5,800, now we got above it. You can see that we came back and tested it, bounced back up, tested it, bounced. We're talking about this general zone, not just the 5,800 level itself, but
Yeah.
this whole zone is pretty much in there. So we've got a couple tests so far. Looks like we're going to come down and test it at open. I'm not trading any. I'm probably going to wait till after the jobs data at 9 before I enter anything. There's no need in risking everything. So y'all were with us yesterday. We passed 100K account yesterday. So yay, we're up to 4 accounts now. We've got our new 100K account. So we're probably going to trade these XFAs first, and I'm going to then swap over and we'll trade that. And max
What's your
profit
daily goal on the
3,000. So
XFAs?
do it now.
What's your daily goal on the XFAs?
So my goal is to get $200. So anything over $200, I think is gravy. Do I automatically stop trading after $200? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how the market's going, and if I'm reading the market well, then I can trade more. I mean, we can have a $500, $600, $700, $800 day. I would love to have one of those big trend days where we actually get in, what we call it, and get in early and ride it all the way one direction. But we hadn't been able to do that on the stream yet, so hopefully we got that coming. Roy Easy in the chat. Good morning, Roy Easy. Please, subscribe, guys. Make sure if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Share it with anybody you think that might like us and like to listen to us or watch us. And we're just two guys, random guys here that like to trade and want to share what we've learned with everybody, and hopefully you guys can catch something out of it. So that's where we're at.
Pretty good little drop there.
It was, and it's held down. See here, last time it came down here, it left a little area that it came back, retested, and bounced back up. So when in doubt, look left, and you'll see an area that you might have missed or just didn't pay attention to that could be level. That's why I like to, if we are taking orders where you'll see me put stop losses or take profits at certain levels. So I see that. Yeah, we're getting a little bounce here. Not surprising we get a little bounce right at open.
NQ is it on that drop below its 5-day, hit the bottom Bollinger, and now it's kind of trending back up to the 5-day. We'll see if it can break above it.
You're fascinated with this 5-day. Where's Howie at? You need him. What we got going on, Howie?
What is it, the eclipse?
Yeah.
That's some sort of solar event. Yeah. Let's see.
So right now it's kind of just a little boring sitting there watching, seeing. Nothing really to go on, nothing really to do. There's no need. I mean, if you want to take a trade, by all means, trade your strategy, but just be prepared to get out of it quick. Keep a stop.
Yeah, there's nothing really here for me.
No.
Of course, I want to, but half the battle is just chilling.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if you're taking a trade, I'm gonna be honest with you, we're taking a trade just to take a trade at this point. Where there's nothing on my chart that suggests that we should be entering anything at this level. So we're going to that's where we're going to sit at. So sit here and wait.
Zone. I know we don't talk NQ too much, but he's got a couple of levels that he's watching. I think it's worth noting. He's looking for the downside about 75 points from here, 20,175, and then about 30 points of the upside, 20,280. So risk reward seems to favor the downside, but we'll see what the indicators give us. But good zones to keep.
Couple minutes right here for open, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Keeps it good. Good to know. Always appreciate any additional input. Oh man. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, Apple not starting off too well today. It's down about $4 from the close yesterday. Nvidia's green barely. Um, so Google's green. Wow, Google's up almost $2. I got Google calls, so we're good there. Amazon's down. Microsoft's down. They got a mixed bag today. Well, just had a minor heart attack, but SMCI had it split. So the previous close on Thinkorswim is $416, and it's currently $41.95. So if you didn't know, SMCI split went into effect today. It's funny. Coins flat. Looks like Bitcoin's basically flat. Solana's up 1%. Gold's up 0.5%. Nothing really clear right now. Just sit tight. Sit tight. If you've made money so far, great. If you've lost money so far, no worries. It's still early. I imagine, kind of shifting gears a bit, I saw a lot of chatter on Oxy. Wonder if that will see any bids ups, as Mr. Buffett is now a little slightly underwater on his position. But we won't get too off topic here. Got about 2 minutes to open. Yeah, again, you got data 15 minutes after the open, and then data again 30 minutes after the open. So you got your windows are small on any sort of move that you can hold beyond those two. One rule I have: I don't hold through data. I don't hold day trades through data. It's just too risky. They can work out, absolutely. They can also wreck you. It's just more often than not, I haven't had good luck with it. So I will, if I do enter a trade, I will 100% be out before the PMI data, and then again out before Jolts. My guess here is you get a little pop up to VWAP, probably rejection, and go down, test that 5,800. But that's just guessing. Man, I also don't have my indicator. Market tide updates right at the open. So obviously, because options market opens. So no point in trading without all my tools. Oh man, tired guys. Stayed up watching football.
I'm back.
What's up?
Let's roll with it. We're getting a nice pop here back up to the EMA cluster, I see. So we are not taking any trades yet.
My guess was you get a VWAP test at the open and then a rejection. But again,
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a test up to overnight high. But
ooh, a little higher. All right.
Could. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% sure, but
it's really not that big of a move. I mean, it's 12 points, right?
Yeah.
So it's not, looks dramatic.
And we're open. Ding, ding, ding. Let's see what MO comes out at. I might get to test this bottom zone first. If we get to test this bottom zone, I might try to take a quick trade here. I don't know. But it's this 5,800 level. Might try to take a quick
NQ is going opposite of ES. NQ's pushing up. ES is pushing down.
We've seen this play out before.
Yep. So you've got conflicting. Well, now NQ with a nasty wick and now moving red.
MOO came out negative 22 million S&P, negative 10 NASDAQ, plus 4 in the Dow, negative 7.2 in the Magnificent 7. Book map is negative 300. It was positive. Looks like they might take this thing below 5,800. They got a bunch of orders in at 57.97.
Yeah, I would say don't be so quick to jump in at 5,800. Let's see how that zone's a big zone. So see how it handles that zone.
Yep.
I forgot to share Tide, so you can have it.
Let's see. Dirty Harry's got a question here. Could you foresee the longshoreman strike have any impact on commodities market? How much
Ooh.
impact external news have? Roy, I'm gonna let you have that one.
Long term is such a relative term in the world of the stock market. But of course, I think any sort of inflation type situation can have a negative impact. Uh, we've had a rough couple of weeks, so
There's your
anyway,
bonus.
there's your inflation data is all right. So commodities, of course, the port strike can have a problem with all aspects of the supply chain. So as things just sit and are not selling, then right, you run out of supply. Then the shock that can come from the commodity side is what exactly at that port is not getting distributed to the users, to the service providers and stuff. So if the port strikes are, causing again, commodities is such a random thing. I know I'm kind of speaking in circles here, but you're talking cattle feed, you're talking fertilizer stuff, you're talking like what that long-term impact's gonna have. Of course, it will have some sort of negative impact on the commodity side, which then can raise prices, which is basically why people are saying this could be an inflationary thing. It will just be about how long the port strike happens, how much of that impact the length of the port strike will indicate the long-term impacts of these commodities. And as we start to break down here, but if you start running out of supplies on the consumer side, then that's where you have your supply shocks. That's where your demand starts to increase, or your demand goes above your supply, so therefore your pricing power increases for these companies, which then rolls into, okay, we can charge more for this because getting the fertilizer as fast as we possibly can to our cattle has cost us more. So therefore we are paying more. Therefore you as a consumer will pay more. I personally, this is my opinion, I don't think it will have any sort of long-term impacts that by the time it reaches the consumer. Um, I think I think it's not, I personally don't believe it's anything to worry about unless it goes for like months. But a couple days, even a week or two, I don't think it's that big of a deal personally, but could be wrong. So I don't put a lot of weight on its impact. I think it's a good talking point. I think it creates a lot of shock and awe, but I don't think it's that big of a deal unless it lingers on for a while. It's kind of like the Suez thing, the Suez Canal mishap. It became a big thing, and then obviously Baltimore's bridge collapsing. I mean, that was a big story event, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, this is going to end everything." And then commodities started dropping, prices kind of stayed stable, and everything was kind of forgotten after that. So I try to not get involved with the shock and awe. So I didn't really answer the question very well, but I just kind of gave my opinion on it. I don't know, Monty, if you want to add to that.
No,
It's
you start
complicated.
looking
I
at
mean,
it
it's
very complicated, and the commodities market is affected by so much. So far we've held this 57.80 area. This is why you don't just set random orders and let it go, because we would have got stopped out pretty quick. So we're still waiting to see what it does here. We're getting close. We got 10 minutes till data, so I don't really see a need to enter a trade. I like a long, but I don't want to rush a trade either. So
yeah, I do like a long too, but I'm with you. It's like I think I would be trading just to trade. Puts rising pretty much nonstop since the open. They're way above zero line and just riding up. Calls are dropping hard. Same on SPY holdings. Apple getting punished. So wait for the zone just reported we did could you forward some war news. Iran attacking Israel. That will move the market.
Yeah, but it's daily now, so
it is. But the problem here, I think, for the market is everything is so up, right? So a lot of people are sitting on profits, so they may see news like this and say, "Okay, time to lock some in. No need to risk it." So I think that's kind of what you see is maybe the news isn't that important, but maybe it's enough to spook some people to say, "We've done good. Let's not overplay our hand."
Yeah. I don't know what I've done here.
I'm itching to take a long. I'm trying my best to be disciplined.
I've actually swapped. I like it. The flush we've gotten so far, I like it to go down a little more. Yeah.
Yep, there it goes. See? Look, patience, teamwork.
Right.
Flow just flied up on puts. I don't know if you can see that, Monty.
We are just free falling, so wow.
Yeah.
We've gotten a 40-point drop at open since open.
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that. I mean, I saw maybe a little 5,800 retest. I didn't see a flush.
We don't ever see that coming. That's
no.
ES. If all you guys trade ES or not, but if you do trade ES, 40-point moves in ES is pretty strong. So Dirty Harry said you did. Good point. So thank you for the question. Anybody, if you ever have a question, please ask it in here. We will do our best to explain it. And if we don't know it, I will pass it over to Roy and let him answer it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm no political expert. I mean, everybody on Twitter and all the social media can try and be that, but I try to give you just kind of an honest opinion of what I think. If I don't know, truly don't know, I'll admit I don't really know. And commodities is so difficult. I think everybody kind of correlates commodities as they should to gas and to oil. That's what really everybody wants to know is our oil price is going to stay down or oil price is going to go up. I think you may have a little bit of an issue if you've got port strikes happening. You've got hurricanes that so happen to hit a port or something like that. You could get some supply shocks.
You're market tied now too. If you want to
go
to that, you can that too. So
yeah, so as you can see, puts are well in control. The volume's way up on puts. Calls are dropping. Puts are rising. So you're seeing that play out on the chart. Now it's probably too late to do a trade off of this particular set of data, but it at least confirms the move. So we're not wondering what's happening. SPY holdings, same problem. You've got puts rising, calls dropping. So again, not a tradable moment here, but at least we can explain why are we moving down. Well, we're moving down because people are buying puts. Part of the reason why we're moving down is because people are buying puts and not buying calls. I mean, it is pretty drastic there. You normally don't see that continuation even just 10 minutes into the market open on the put side. Let's actually, this will be a good one. I don't know if you're still sharing it, but I'll do the 3-day. So to kind of put perspective of where we're at. So the calls did spike up overnight. So even though it looks dramatic on the 1-day chart, you can see that calls did have a pretty good. They always kind of recover a little bit after the open. Obviously, they reset to zero, but you can see they're not where they were when we were at our lowest point yesterday. And yesterday we actually had this like $100 million move on the premium, that kind of sparked that end of the day thing. Again, it was the end of the quarter. There's a lot of things that happen, but just something to keep an eye on. Keep an eye on. We'll go back to the day.
Sure. We got 3.5 minutes till data comes out. So as you can see here, no trade still. That if you did do we've talked about it before, the candle by candle. So came right back up, testing it, and dropped right back down. So if you would have taken that at the 84.25, you could have got you 14 points off of it. So, but we're being super cautious this morning. There is no need to take a risk. Yeah, they're popping this out with this Iran Israel stuff's popping out. White House official: direct military attack from Iran against Israel will carry severe consequences for Iran. That is
SPY 570 is the line here that we're at currently.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes till data too, so we're not going to rush anything. We got 2 minutes there, so 2 minutes there, then 17 minutes, I think, for the more important data. You had Canadian PMI came out this morning, came out right before open too for us. So you had a lot of things kind of contributing to this drop. You got the VIX has just spiked like crazy. It's back over 1850. My gosh. Current 1874.
Wow. SPY looks like it had SPY found some buyers at 570. It's popped 50 cents since then. So pretty much the bottom of that candle. I don't know if our stream's frozen. I don't know if that's
it's kind of lagging a little bit.
That's lagging.
So, yeah.
I think that the tide sharing is something we got to work on.
And we got to figure out a way to. We got to figure out a way to do a few things. I did look into upgrading the Mac Mini, and I don't feel like spending $6,000 right now.
Just give it a couple
I put
days.
in that I needed was about $6,000. I'm like, no, we're not doing
that. All right, so we have data in 30 seconds. So if you're in a trade, be mindful of that.
We are definitely lagging big time this morning. It froze up. We're still showing market tide.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a
Let me stop sharing tide.
Stop sharing tide and see if it's. Okay. I don't think it's the tide issue. I think it's just everything else and
just the market pushing so much data at us.
We've got to find something better than OBS to run this. I'm gonna be honest with you. We're doing OBS because it's free, but all right, here we go. U.S. S&P manufacturer PMI came out at 47.3. Forecast was 47. Previous is 47. So
nothing really there.
Now it is not sharing my screen. Let's see. There we go. Let's see if it pops back up. It's not you, it's me. That's what she said.
That's what she said. So this is at the point yesterday where you were chasing this move down, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to be careful. We're getting close to that low that we hit. We're also getting close to where the buyer stepped in. So
we got my screen back up. Looks like we are back. Let's hope it's minimum. We're still getting an error, but it's not it's still coming through at this point. So
Yeah.
if you do enter a trade here, I suggest that you keep your stops tight. CVD is negative 10.5, and looks like they want to get this 57.60 level.
Yeah, I was itching there, but I'm looking at Tide. I'm looking at kind of all of our indicators, and it's saying, "Hold your horses, sir. I need to fight a trend."
S&P Manufacturing PMI September report: sharpest fall in new orders since June of 2023. Job shedding intensifies. Output price inflation quickens despite lower rise. That just came across the financial juice. That does not sound good.
No, you're getting a little support kind of lingering here, so just be careful. Don't try and let candles close.
I would lean at taking. I was leaning on taking a short when it popped back up a little there.
Yeah.
We would be trailing it down a little right now. So we've got 13 minutes till what I think is the more important data coming out. But if this job shedding intensifies, if that was in the report, which that was in the September report, you would think job openings should be up when it comes out, right?
You'd think, and it could set up for a rubber band effect here.
Well, Roy, we might have called it again and not traded it, brother.
Well, one thing's for sure, we wouldn't have held through data, especially if we would have gone short. We would have been way up on profit. We wouldn't have risked it. At least I wouldn't have. I don't think you.
No, I'm talking about if we just took that last one there. You look, it's
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
there's 10 points off that move right there. One ES, that's $500. That's your day.
What's your day done? For
But we're just gonna hang tight. We got likes today, but we have less viewers today. So
yeah, puts crawling up to the highs, that day high as we approach day lows on the charts. SPY now comfortably under 570, 569.04. Yeah, you got a 1% down day right now in the Qs, almost 1% on the SPY. So you're getting spicy.
My dog's over here bothering me. Want some attention. All right, here we go. So we're popping off of the low there. But we got data in 10 minutes, so roughly 10 minutes. So I'm not going to take any trades here. It's very interesting. This job shedding intensifies in the PMI report. That's got me.
Yeah.
It's got me thinking. Man, you talking about all the orders drop. You know, when we opened, you had orders sitting at 58.30, 58.40, and there's hardly anything up above where we're at now. You can see you got 472 down here, 483, 307. So all your big orders are down here. You do have a little cluster right here that's moving around. But you can see it's not that far from where we're at. It's 6 points from where we're at. So
right. I mean, I assume you may get a little bit of a cover here heading into the Jolts data.
You know, our 57.55 area, that's where we hit yesterday. We made the move back up. So you would think if we somehow get this break here, then we are going to really have a sell-off day. Like a Tuesday that will be remembered in the future. I mean, you get that sell off. I mean, I think you're looking at going back to. Let's just look. Let's see how much room we got now. I mean, our next zone we could call it here. So I mean, you could see a 100-point drop from open.
Wow.
Now that's if data. That's data dependent. Now we don't know what the data is going to come out with here. So definitely want to watch that 57.55 area. CBD is negative 12,500 and just going through the roof still. So
Yeah, puts are nonstop. So you're getting no indication that buyers are stepping in here.
welcome to the first day of the new quarter.
Yeah.
Man, this is just this is
The
one of
beat
those
down.
chances would have been okay to chase.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
doesn't happen today, so but would have been a decent day to do it. We got 7.5 minutes till the last data comes out. That's what we're really waiting for. Once we get this, I will definitely look for a trade opportunity. We're going to trade. We're trading one. We're not going anything crazy with it here, so don't want to overreact. Looks like we might be. No, we're not froze. It's just being really still.
NQ approaching 20,000. It's now under 20,000, if you can believe that. That's a
Wow,
250-point drop from the open.
you are looking at just some of the ugliest openings I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
This is bad.
About that October. Not off to a hot start. So you,
He was adamant about October. I was not so much. So. Negative 13,000 now, and you got just the darkest red you can see on this book map now again today. So
yeah, Flo's saying the same thing, just red. And INQ did hold 20,000 for a second here, so let's see if that can
let's
wick
see.
off of it. Pretty close to data here, but
Yeah, we got 6 minutes. Let's see if we can see what open interest and volume was yesterday on the quarter close. Wow, volume was actually us today so far. Let's see. So yesterday, open interest had a positive 31,000 in open interest, which would be expected with you had rollover and you had rotation, so you had some moves on that. Volume was 1.5 million. So you had decent volume, decent open interest. So our open interest was, what did we say it was? Open interest, wow, finished at 2.07 million open interest, which was up 31,000.
oi, you just had to move down. Low.
We still got a few minutes of data. 13.7 now, CBD negative. It's fixing to blow past 14,000. Looks like it wants to. So that's where we're at.
So you're approaching those yesterday low right before data,
which is very interesting.
Yeah, could be a trap.
And honestly, it's surprising as where we opened up at, but it's not surprising if you just look from yesterday to today.
Yeah. Yeah, I've adjusted my chart exactly the way you have it. Is you got to look at yesterday. You can't ignore that.
Yeah. So it's where we're at. We're kind of just chilling down here in this zone, which this is the one we said was going to be really important to hold. If we get decent data, we can see a very, very strong move back up off this too. So if you are leaning bearish, I would suggest that you just be careful and you pay attention to that. We had Chanel One says buy or sell gold. Of course, we don't give buy or sell signals, but I don't see much downside in gold in the long run. I don't know about you, Roy. With the uncertainty, it's gold is something good to be in right now. I would imagine. Of course, where's gold prices right now? Stupid. I haven't looked at it in a few days.
They are stupid today, but they kind of came down a bit yesterday. So we're approaching 2,700 again, but it was a pretty good drop from its high. So it's approaching its high, but yesterday it dropped almost 60 points from the high. But it's recovering back. Getting some buyers here as we approach this data release. So you got 2 minutes. I think this could either, you're not sure if it's buyers or if it's short covering, right?
So here you can see your all-time
play the bigger data.
Right at 2709, and we're not too far away from it right now, to be honest with you. You could see.
I mean, gold. If you pull up the hourly on gold, it's just crazy. Just went straight vertical.
Come back here.
Gotcha. Sorry, little stream.
So we got this pop here. We're still waiting. We've got a minute and a half till data. So this is what I'm looking at, and then we'll let Roy kind of dig into the data and give us his opinions on it while we look for a trade on it. But definitely a nice move off down here. You can see the zones they held up for a minute, but then they just threw them, held up, broke through them, and this one held up and just bounced 78 to 58, bounced all the way up to 70. So got a 12-point move off that bounce on the bottom so far. But we've got 1 minute to data, so no need to rush.
Exactly. Like, you don't know if this move is buyers or if it's just shorts covering heading into the data. So that's why it's so important to not read too much into it.
It's clear. Book map is clearing, so orders are clearing on book map.
This is interesting because that was a strong move down.
Flat.
So if this data can add to that move down is
look, you can see how thin everything. See how thin all this is.
Yeah.
So orders have cleared. We're just waiting. We got 10 seconds, so we will see it here first. We'll see it on the chart first, probably. But here comes the data. Ooh. Jobs open 8 million, forecast 7.69, previous 7.63. So your job openings actually went up over forecast. Kind of what we were saying.
So I guess this is actually bad news is good news because this would push the Fed to cut more. Okay. So that's your simplest form. Bad news is good news.
On this one, yes.
Got it.
Only thing we got going for here's the situation. So yes, but in CBD went from negative 13,000 to negative 8,000. So you had a bunch of stuff in. Now, where we go from here, that's anybody's question, but we will play it. Could have got the rejection on the 8 there. you got so much data that's coming around this. You got the Iran Israel news coming out. You've got
Yeah.
you had PMI this morning. You've got Canadian PMI. You've got just uncertainty everywhere. So today is going to be tricky. I like another short here, but I just don't. I want to see. We're so close to this 55 level. Is my only concern.
Mm-hmm.
So we could see that 55 level. We could bounce back up. So this is why we're not in a trade, because I'm kind of in between my thinking of what I would like to do here. Parts of me wants to short it back down to that 55 level, and parts of me thinks that we could rally back up to 5,800. So this is why
Pretty,
we.
pretty, pretty clear indecision candle here. I mean,
Well, and it came on this down move. So a lot of times, what you see, you get this down move, and you had a little pop, and you're getting this. I don't know. We got a few. We still got a few minutes till it closes. So it's definitely. This is definitely an
right.
important. Uh, you can see they try to push it up, and then you had sellers right here at the 8 that pushed it back down. So my thinking now would be, for us to be able to go long, we need to see this break here.
Yeah.
But we're going to play it candle by candle and see. Not technically playing the candle by candle thing, but I am looking at it. So got a nice. That's what Roy just said was an indecisive candle. Has turned into a more of a bearish candle now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and
That's
now back to indecisive. So U.S. ISM manufacturing PMI September report, new orders and backlogs, contracting, production, employment contracting, supplier deliveries slowing, raw materials inventories contracting, customers inventories about right, prices decreasing, exports and imports contracting.
mm,
So there's you some news that I'm not sure what all means, because it's a lot of different stuff going in different
right.
directions.
I mean, if
It's kind of like, hey, we
there's a
want to say decent, but we don't really think something's decent.
there's a bull
So
case somewhere in there. There's a bearish
you
case
get
in there
new
as well.
orders are contracting, which means they're getting tighter. So coming back, so production and employment's contracting.
Mm-hmm.
Supplier deliveries are slowing. That's not a good sign.
No.
Raw materials inventories is contracting. Customers' inventories are about right. So we're holding the right amount of inventories, but let's see what we get on the price decreasing. That's not good for. I mean, that is good for overall goods, because this is PMI. So, but the rest of it is not that great. We'll see. I don't know. We're still kind of we're here. Uh,
Yeah, it's not
we
really
got data.
clear.
Uh, if this candle closes here, this is actually a. I would say this is
Reversal.
more of a reversal.
Yeah.
So we would definitely look for a long here if this is the way we're going to stay. I do like this. I'm not really worried about what color the candle is. Only thing that concerns me a little bit is they were pushing it back down a little bit right there. So
Yeah.
we are going to add along here, and we're going to try to get this move here is what we're looking for. So we're looking for a little move back up to the 8. This might be a little stretch here, but and I would probably add one back down here. I'm not going. We've got to get a lot bigger break on that for me to get a starter position on it. And let's see, actually below that 55. So we'll put it right below. Taking some heat on it for sure. Might have rushed it a little bit. I want it to come down to the 60 level, then we'll look to add one maybe. CBD is still holding around the 8,000 range, so as you can tell, we haven't really moved anywhere, and CBD is kind of just hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, I do like a long here, just not seeing the continuation that I would.
No,
Like
we're getting more of a drop down. It's like they set
baited
us up
people.
right here. We added one to it, so we're going to look to come back under here now. We would scale one out at right here. It's not looking great so far, so we might take an L on this one. If we break the 55, then we're completely going to change our thought process here. We'll not be looking for long. You got orders popping in below. CBD is still holding 85, negative 85, so we're not getting the runaway. This could be a fake out, but then it could be that we run past that low there before we do the fake out, which we are. Now, if we hold here, so we're not a day
Horizon.
right. Are we doing anything if we don't start the day red?
Exactly.
And it's fixing to take us out, so we're fixing to get stopped out. So the indecision candle was for that green candle, not for the overall move, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
95 CVD is dropping fast now. So yeah, that's about right. We were a tad bit late on it, I think. I mean, a tad bit early on it, so.
Got puts kind of rising, but now having a little bit of a tick down. But during that drop, I mean, calls were kind of trending up. So that was kind of a weird flow. That's why I didn't think your play was incorrect. It looks like the low of day is from yesterday's going to be critical, as you said, the 57.55.
Yeah.
And you got Apple dropping. Apple's down almost 3%.
It's VIX is over 20.
Yeah, you're getting NQ now below 20,000.
We took a big fat L on the first one, so now that we're here, what we'll look for is we'll look for it to hold, retest, and then for a short. I don't know. I don't know. It still might go back, pop back up, but I just don't. I'm frustrated with it right now. I jumped that trade.
Yeah, I mean, indecision candles are tough, and that's where we start to make up the difference, right? You start trying to.
Yeah. So now got the break and the hold. We get back up to that 55 area. We will look to short it now. If it tests it, and it's not going to give me the test, I don't think.
Yeah, now we're back down to 50, sub 50 for a second. So puts are climbing, calls are dropping fast.
I just want to retest here of this 55, and it's not giving it to me. And I don't want to chase it here, by gosh, because we're right past where I want to be. But you can see, I think that we end up going to, we're going to go to the 15 minutes to look at it.
Oh,
there's where I'm looking at. So Yeah, well, thank goodness for other stuff because we took that trade in other things.
Very nice. So now, the thought of chasing here. So with that drop, I mean, it dropped all the way to 47 or 57.45, 75. Call it 57.46. A retest of 55 would be pretty strong, right? On an upper move.
No. So let's see how strong that would actually be. Let's look at some fibs, and we're just going with this move here alone. So you can see this is not a strong move all the way up to the 61 level, according to the fibs. So yeah, this would be, I guess, about a 12% move or so. You would see at that
Yeah.
level. So that would actually not be strong at all on the overall
Okay.
move. That's why a lot of times you need to look at, if you look at the move, you can see it's got room to go with it. So so frustrating.
Video just dropped quite a bit too. Um, Video's dropping really fast, actually. The Yeah, it went from 120 to 119 in one candle.
Guys, I mean, at this point, all I'm looking for a pullback for an entry. I'm not going to chase it. So if we can get a pullback, I will definitely take an entry low, and I would look to enter two. I will do one. Then if we break a little, either in my favor or not, I'll still add another one. I want 2 to 3 on this move. So here we come back. We're going to test it. This is actually a pretty strong candle here for for what we're looking for, but I still like it on the short side because CBD is negative 13,000. It's popped a lot. You got a few orders popping up above, so we might see the 60 level. We're going to add one there. We're in at 56. I really wanted 2, and then we're going to take this to, I think if we get a drop down, we could definitely see it go to the 57.30, maybe drop a little below 57.30. But
Got video.
VIX is coming back some, which is expected with this move up. So it's back to 2023. NQ is where we at? 19,961. So we're definitely holding below that 20,000 mark. The dollar is running at 101.049. Apple is 225.41. Nvidia is at 118.93. Meta is at 576.15. So the only thing that's actually still green in the Mag 7 is Meta's up overall.
Mm-hmm.
You got orders popping 75.45, 57.45, and 57.40. So if we get the 57.40 break, which is right below this low where we're at now, then we should see this, in my opinion, at least this 57.30 area. But we got to get that break first. Oh, we'll see. This is we rushed the long, which is so frustrating. Now, if we would have took 2 on the short back down, we would be back even for the day. So
Hard game.
it is a hard game. This is why we have stop losses, and this is why we can reevaluate the trade we're in and realize I was thinking, for along. It actually showed here. So if you look at it,
Mhm.
I mean, so you
Yeah.
got this move down on data, right? The data came out, popped us back up, gave us an indecision here, but from that indecision candle, we have sold off right at 30 points or so. So
Mm.
now we're just waiting. We want to see the 57.40 break for this short to play out. And what you would see is if we do get the 57.40 break and we start getting close, I mean, you got 525 orders hit at 57.40. So it's going to be a hard, either they're going to move those or we're going to, get caught up at it. So someone in the group says, working my way through airports, headed to Snoop and Lewis territory. Well, go tell Snoop hi. Make sure you're in his OnlyFans. He gives direct locations, I think. There, I don't know. You have to ask Roy. I'm not in there. Oh, just playing around here. I don't know. This could be the turn. It's looking awfully heavy still.
As I say, flow is still trending put side. I mean, puts are still climbing, calls are still dropping, volumes at its highest point for puts. So it's you're not seeing any let up there.
CBD's holding 13,000, negative 13,000. So
Nvidia, it keeps pushing new lows for the day, so you're not seeing them rescuing it.
Apple's coming back. I mean, it's just Meta was 350 up a minute ago. They are now only 270 up. So Meta's dropping with everything. You got Apple down 8%. You got Microsoft down 9%. You got Amazon down 2.5%. You got Nvidia down 3%. Tesla down 10%. Google is down 1%, and then you got sorry, not 1%, $10 0.55. I read those wrong, by the way. And then you got Meta at 0.57. Meta is the only green at 0.57 up on the day, and it's coming down pretty. I don't know. It's kind of bouncing back and forth. It's back up to 376 now. So
There's always like that magic number of 2% down days, right? So you've got Qs are at minus 1.7%, SPY at minus 1.1%, IWM minus 2%. So, and in the
yeah, just
grand scheme of things, this isn't, if you look at a daily chart, it's like a little blip, right?
yeah.
So it's important to know where we're at.
How the
You
order
got
sitting
to
at 57.34 area. So you don't really have anything sitting at 57.34. You got above 57.38, 57.39. They just should pop some at 57.34. So you got 132 orders sitting there now. You got 168 sitting at 57.30. So cash you out. So
yeah. So
I still
I'm
like if we
down.
get this great 57.30 area. Do what now, Roy?
No, so I was just gonna update you on I'm down about $250 on the day on my XFA. Just looking. I'm not in any position currently. I'm looking for a little bit more clarity. Nope, there's your
Big pop, big
pop
pop,
up.
big pop.
Got no change on flow. You had a little downtick on puts. Nothing on calls. Let me go to holdings.
You got some orders moving around here at on book map, but CBD is negative 13.3. So take this move for what it's worth. It's not really pushing CBD up a lot. Not pushing CBD up a lot. So
That could have been the pop to bring it down.
Todd, I do not like the 5-day at all. I think we can throw almost any day up there, then you can catch multiple hits off of it and say, oh, look at this 27 and a half day plays out.
Now the 20-day has some merit, right? It's the monthly move.
Yeah, I get that. But the 5-day is just
5-day angers you.
It's weak, boy. CBD's popped a little bit, negative 12.3 now, so it is moving up on this move here.
Puts did move down, so it's a pretty strong move up. Now I don't know if it's covering or buyers, but it's a pretty strong move up. But it's a I did enter a short at 57.56.
I wanted to move to 57.60 and didn't get it, so.
Calls are not participating in this, but puts are also kind of moving down. So
yeah, you got your CBDs building. It's negative 12.3, kind of holding here. I got to negative 12, gaining a little bit back here. We're not really seeing a reversal candle here that should be causing this, to be honest with you. So we might hit this 57.60 area. Oh, I need to change this. I don't want that there anymore.
There's 57.60. That's pushing now.
Yeah, it is pushing. CBD's dropping like crazy, so we're not going to do anything here. We're going to move this stop down because I think it might hit that 13, and we'll take our L on the day.
What's VWAP? VWAP's at 57.78. You've got 57.60. It's not exactly running away from it.
You need a rejection down here back to the lower day. Then, if we want to keep anything going, so on the move down. If you are trading, if we do continue this move down, this is a great opportunity here. I'm not saying to go short, but it definitely gave you the pullback you're looking for. You did have a little indecisive candle here, right? But this next candle kind of disproved that one. So that's kind of the frustrating part there. But we are coming back down some. 57.50 is going to be a struggle to get through. Well, they're moving orders down.
I was going to say, you got a MACD crossing up on both ES and NQ on the 3-minute. Look on the 5-minute. I don't think you have that. Yeah, 5-minute, you still got some room to drop. So if you're playing the 3-minute cross, it's happening. If you're playing the 5-minute cross, it's still got a little ways to go.
Initial indication possible Iranian missile attack could be at least as big as the one in April, although difficult to be certain, U.S. officials. So they're saying this could be a big airstrike from Iran if it does happen. What did you going to say, Roy?
No, as I say, you're looking at a pretty good move off of the 57.60 level. Pretty good rejection.
Yeah, we need a bigger one to clean our day up here.
Yeah, I'm with you. That 57.50 level be a little bit of a toughie. Puts kind of starting to trend up again. Calls
Yeah,
still nothing, still on the floor.
you've got a few still at that 57.50, but they moved a lot of those orders down.
Mm.
That's why you're seeing the move back down again. So
Then there
let's
it
give
is.
us the big one. I'll take this out there. Take this first take profit out and let us just have a stress-free trade. I love stress-free trading. We're losing a few viewers, so I guess y'all are not too keen on watching me lose money.
I can tell you, I don't like it.
I can tell you I don't like it. But this is the game we play, so
yeah. This is why transparency is so important.
yeah, I just want to get this one take profit here, then I will feel a lot better about this move. And then, like I said, that will pretty much clean the day up. And anything past that point would be gravy. So, we shall see, boys and girls. We shall see. We're getting close to it. I mean, we're close. But look over here. There's my take profit. There's where we're sitting. So, the first take profit, sorry. We're going to actually move that up a tad bit right there. Right above that bottom of that candle, just in case we don't go all the way to it.
Puts climbing.
Yeah,
Calls
CBD's
dropping.
back to negative 12.5. I feel like we're going to get a flush here in a minute, but I just don't know.
I think if it can get back up there, retest 57.50 and then reject.
We did have the first take profit, so.
All right.
We're going to move this bad boy up.
There you go.
Yeah. Get there. We're going to actually pull this back down to even. Actually, plus look. We're going to follow it tight. I don't want to follow it too tight. I'm torn. I'm torn, folks. Torn. I would love to get a $500 a day out of this, and I would definitely call these. That would actually put us back over 5,000 on the big account for the week. I mean, for the total balance. So, come on, pop it now. Struggling right here at this 40 level.
Yeah.
They're dropping orders again. You're seeing they're coming down. Order coming down close to where my take profit is there. You've got this huge 40 level that's going to be hard to break. Oh.
I think you get it.
We're going to take it there. We're down $6. We're going to look for a re-entry.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to turn all the way against me, then to come back. So.
Yeah, and it can, right? You get some momentum on that short cover, and it can pop up back up to 57.60 in a hurry.
Yeah.
So your 3-minute MACD cross obviously didn't work out. So let me look at the 5-minute. And so the 5-minute has probably about 15 more minutes to go before it will have any sort of indicator up.
I knew this was going to get a move back down on this next candle.
What did it reject at? Reject 50.
Do what?
It rejected at what, 57.50?
Yeah, right on there.
Right on it.
We're going to move this down. Oh, you son of a gun, you. Or if you want to be 6, but I held overnight, sold in 4 minutes after open. Send me a vomit bag. Whew. Yeah.
But just think how happy you were 4 minutes after the open.
Yeah, you should just shut everything off at that point. Let's not even look at it anymore. Wow, Zone. See who you're watching.
Man, I think it's gonna get nasty here in a minute. I mean, it's already been nasty, but
yeah, I'm looking for re-entry. I might have made a big mistake here, folks. And here comes the 40.
40.
Oh, negative 14.5 on CBD.
Puts rising, calls falling.
Oh, well, we would have been right. We would have hit our take profit and would have had $500 up for the day.
NQ down 1.9% on the day. Remember that magic 2% number? Looks like it's coming. NQ is down 390 points.
Wow.
Yeah. 390 points.
What is ES down 72?
Yeah, 72. That's
a lot for ES. I mean, that's.
Oh yeah, I mean, SPY numbers. Your SPY's down almost $7. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
Yes, sir. Roy, have you made any trades? What are you looking like?
So I'm down 160 on the day. I had that first bad trade, so I scaled down a little bit to get my confidence up. So I'm not in any current trade. I did take a short off of that 57.55 level, and then sold it at 57 like 45. But I was scaled so small that it didn't really have much of a balance impact as much as it was just to.
You swapped to MES?
I swapped to MES, yeah, for today. I'm copy trading 2 XFAs on it, so I'm down 160 on 2 XFAs.
So, guys, that's a great point. I trade ES only. I trade only the minis, but Roy will swap to the micros to help kind of get his confidence back and trade and be. You don't feel like you're missing as much. So, by all means, if you want to swap to the micros, do it. I just can't stand to watch $2 going in my green at a time. It just drives me crazy. I'm a little spoiled with it on that point, though. So, let's see. We're getting a pop here, and we're going to re-enter at the 50 area. Let's see if we reject again or what we do. I don't really like this move as much now. I probably should have killed the order because look at our candles we're getting down there.
Yeah, you're getting strong candles. You've got at least calls have a hint of life with a slight tick up. Puts with a slight tick down. Just a hair though, nothing wild. NQ is back at 19,900, but its 3-minute candle doesn't look very strong. Actually, that short may work out for you, sir.
Well, let's not count our chickens yet. We still got.
Sorry, the stream is delayed, so I don't actually know if you entered or not. Oh, no,
We
it
got
just
a bunch
entered.
of unopened eggs, and we definitely got a snake in the coop. So let's see.
So NQ not holding 19,900. Yeah, I think
We'll come down and test this 57.40 area again, looks like. Which I have my take profit at 57.38.25. So I'm looking for it to break 57.40 and move down. And I've got my take profit pretty much, if you're looking at Bookmap, right on red level. So even though they are moving them back up some now, this little move up. So
Yeah, NQ with a pretty good candle here. It just jumped about 30 points on the candle.
yeah, that's 2 points on ES.
Yeah, that's a. So you could get the finally the buyer or the short covering stepping in, buyers stepping in. Yes,
Until we
does
can,
still. Go ahead.
yeah, until we break right there where, yeah, I almost added one here to 8, but I didn't. Because I like the rejection off the 8 here.
It's a strong rejection if it can.
Go ahead. Sorry. What?
No, I was going to say it's a strong signal if it does reject off that 8, coming with that momentum.
It's not really getting the move off of it. It keeps acting like it wants to push away from it, then it kind of pops back up. So you got the 8 right at the 55 area too. So that's been an area of concern. We're going to add one up here. If it'll take, yeah, there we go. So now we're going to look to scale here at the bottom where that wick starts. And we shall see.
Yeah, puts kind of come down a little bit. Calls slightly tick up. Puts are still in control though. So here, puts will be in control pretty much for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I'm a little torn here because CBD is actually coming back some, but you got orders building around 57.45, which is right below where my first take profit is. So 57.45 area, well, they kind of moved those up some. So this is the orders you're watching right here, and they're moving them back down now. I want to see these come pushing down, then they'll push the whole thing down the move. But right now we're above the 8, so this we could be right back to where we started at a minute ago and down on the day again. So this 55 area is still the key, I think, in my opinion. It's rejecting it right now. We need a hard rejection off of it to push down. Where we're at. We've got 9:40, so we don't have a whole lot of time left in the stream today. And today's could be like yesterday, where I'm struggling to finish 259 on the day. Right now, it would take 259 on the day.
Oh yeah.
Decent move off of it here, so let's see if we can get it down. CBD is not really building with it though, so I don't know if it's going to be sustained or not. And so far, it is not. CBD is fixing to go below -10. It's going to go to -9. There it is, -9.7. So CBD is building here, which is not good for my short. What we got tied showing there, Mr. Roy?
You got tied, puts kind of trending down, calls not trending up though. They're just kind of hanging out, but puts are trending a little down. SPY holdings, you got a little bit of a trend up on the call side, but nothing dramatic. Call side. So now I guess you'd see is the 8 on the 5-minute chart. The MACD is starting to cross up. Yeah, it's like I wonder if you're gonna get kind of a pull down and then a pop here. So maybe a retest of 57.50, hold as support, and then a pop up.
You're getting a nice little battle here. Volume is I mean, volume is not. It's kind of holding steady, so not lost as much as we normally do at this point. You got European close coming up, and we tend to get a pop on that. And I always forget that when I'm in until I'm in a short. U.S. lawmakers urge Mexico Shinbom to tackle Chinese car data security threat. Okay. I mean, you're not getting any other news. The last news you got on was that Iranian missile attack could be a pretty decent size one. So CBD is negative 85 now. It's moving up. Negative 83. This is not good for my shorts. Now the 13 is usually a pretty decent area for rejection. So we'll see. Or support. We're down about 800, 900 bucks so far on the day. There's a nice little pop. CBD's gone to negative 77. Rising pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say that MACD cross on the 5 is not good as well for you. You're now clearing those the 8. So you've got, could have a VWAP test in store. It's about 14 points away from here.
Yeah, VWAP definitely take me out of the trade. So
tide trending down, calls still kind of flat, but you're getting calls starting to continue to slight trend up on the holding side. So let me look at the market as a whole. Yeah, you got Apple starting to have that little curl up at the bottom. Maybe it's found its dated bottom. Same with Nvidia. I mean, basically matching the markets.
yeah, the VIX went above 20 and now it's back below 19 now. So a good dollar drop on the VIX here.
Yeah, we got Google's flat. Amazon looks like it wants to. Amazon's just been tapering here for the last, really since open, down here. So it's, again, not really leaning one way or the other. It can.
I mean,
What I'd say it hold. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the only Max 7 you still got green though is Meta. Everything else is red on the day.
Yeah, I mean, it holding above 57.55 here is pretty key to me.
Yeah, that is not a good sign for my short I'm in here. But you know what? Let's ride it out. We ride or die.
Here's a nice move for you.
Yeah, it needs to get back below that 8. If it can get back below that 8, we might get a move, but the 8 might actually hold it up now.
Put still trending down from its high. Calls still trending slightly up.
Yeah, that 55 area and the 8 is what's holding it now. So I'm not giving myself a lot of hope here. We've got to break that 55 area. If we break it, then that's also breaking the 8. Then we could see us test low a day. But until that, it is what it is.
NQ, go ahead. As I say, NQ at 19,950, kind of rejected a little there, but it's battling.
You got a little pop here on the VIX, back above 19, so it did dip below 19. Got to 1899. That's back above, but just popped back up. Now it's coming back down again, so we should see a pop in ES here. I don't know if it's going to be a big one or a little one or what it's going to be, but it is 9:45. We're just going to play this trade out. I think we're fixing to call it a day for the stream part. We're getting some messages over here, and I think we're still got lag and delay and everything going on. So I think we're going to call it a day. You guys you see where my stop is. You see where my take profits are. It's probably going to stay pretty much there. And until we get the move one way or the other. Hopefully, we get a rejection back down hard here, but you never know. So, Roy, anything you want to say to the good people before we get out of here?
Let me just take a quick look at the calendar, see if there's any overnight stuff. Got a bunch of Fed speakers later this afternoon, so be cautious, be careful of that. Shout out to Snoop. You got Korean inflation rates year over year late tonight, but nothing overnight. Looks pretty bad. I mean, Japan consumer confidence, so all good on this point. You will have ADP employment report before we start in the morning, 7:15 Central, 8:15 Easterns. Please be aware of that.
Yep.
If you're deciding to do any swings or anything like that. So that's all I've got.
Awesome. Well, guys, we streaming. This is almost always a sign to go long, full port long. Go for
it. Yeah, you're not getting the breakaway from 55, 57, 55. So it's almost like it wants to break down. Personally, I mean, flow still in favor of puts. You know, of course, you got a short term move up, but it's a tricky spot, as they always
CBD holding negative 77, 78, around that range the whole time. So we're not really seeing anything crazy on it. So it is what it is. Good luck on your full port long there. Led, we'll look for, I want screenshots of you actually going full port long. Show it to us. And other than that, guys, thank you. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We will be back for another stream in the morning. I did tell y'all before we started that Tuesdays were typically my worst days, so it's proven to be accurate still. So let's see if we can get a big drop here to change all that. So thank everybody for joining the stream today. We appreciate you guys more than you will know.
Yeah, definitely.
We're getting close to this 100 mark, so let's get this 100 mark and let's give a monitor away. What you think? So
yeah, man.
Thank you, everybody. Led, you're disqualified for the monitor, so you know.
Well, he'll be able to afford it with his full port long here, right?
I'm fixing to drag this out because he said please end the stream. So I might just sit here, just share my screen the rest of the day on stream. How about that? Just for Led. Just for Led.
Oh, that's funny.
Awesome. Right, thanks, everybody. We appreciate it.
All right,
Good
thanks,
luck
guys.
on whatever you decide.